Hello and welcome to episode 69 of the Jeffrey and Brian Show. I am Jeffrey, and Brian's already gone. All right.
I was laughing I was laughing when I was driving and you're like, Brian, where you going? Like, God damn it. And you just kept talking and like, oh, at least you keep it up.
Yeah, I think, geez. Hey, there he is. And he still got his mic off, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got Ray with us. Brian's going to show up sooner or later.
I don't know what happened.
Made you shut down. Before we get going, first I'm going to say that 69, yes, it's a childish thing, but numerology, it's threes. And it's the
oh, here we go. You're gonna bring up we switched to that topic already.
We can come back to that.
Sorry about that number.
Yeah, I say we can come back to that later, but Dvorak and Kari, I'm when I see it, I notice it. You know what I mean?
You thought I was crazy when I first brought it up.
It is crazy, but it is weird.
And you hear the jingle in your head too now, don't you?
33 is the magic number. It's even worse though, it's because everyone reinforces it with their donations, like 333.33. Like, oh my god. Let's go with a little bit of shameless promotion here for our show, though. Do give us a like, do share us out if you think this kind of stuff is fun. We're just drinking beer, talking about what's going on, it's all opinion.
We have a PayPal account now.
Yes, and we need to do something about that because that is an impossible name for anyone to ever be able to find.
I made it. We've got the short code too.
What now?
There's a short code for it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is the short code longer than the actual name of the show?
I don't know. I have to look it up. No, the short code's not longer than
name. Yeah, what is it? The Jeffrey and Brian Show is the PayPal account.
Yeah.
So if anyone is interested in throwing some money at us to maybe buy some equipment or even just pay for storage space, that's probably what pretty much anything that gets given to the show is going to pay for storage space, because I got a feeling we're not going to get enough from anybody ever, because no one's ever going to give us money.
Everything ever.
We've been doing this for like a decade, dude.
Well, we just started asking for money the last couple of months.
Oh, we're not asking for money. We're actually we've been making jokes about it.
Donations about it.
Well, you got to get that merch going,
I know. That. Well, that's a thing too. And we're talking about all sorts of crazy stuff. I need to make certain we're going to do whatever we're going to do before I make t-shirts or something. I still think beer koozies are the way to go, but no one will see a beer koozie and go check out the show.
Unless you use a QR scan.
Ooh.
Well, no, I'm thinking like if someone's wearing a t-shirt out in public, someone might say, hey, what the hell is that? You know?
True.
Anyway, moving on. A great American hero, as much as I enjoy making fun of this guy. Bob Dole likes to refer to himself in the third person. A lot of people like to make fun of him for holding that invisible pencil. A lot of people don't realize that he held that invisible pencil because he was severely wounded in World War II. War hero. He served for 40 years or something like that.
Yeah.
I have it right here in front of me. I should 36 years. And even Biden had nothing but good things to say about him. I mean, obviously, the guy, as much as we all like making fun of the guy, he really was a war hero, and he did serve the country.
Yeah, he was. There's not many people that have served in the military in the government anymore, in the House of Representatives or the Senate. So
no, what's his name though? The Green Beret. Who lost his eye. Yeah, I disagree with him a lot, but I respect the crap out of him because at least he has an argument behind his decisions when I disagree with him.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, Dole is 98.
Yeah,
and it's funny because I mentioned it to my father, and he goes, "Oh, what got him?" I was like, "He was 98 years old." I was like, probably like 6 kinds of cancer on, Speaking of dead, we lost a SEAL.
A
Navy
SEAL commander.
Oh, what now?
He was an officer.
Yeah, he was the team leader, right?
Yeah, he was the CEO of the unit.
Oh, commanding officer, not this.
Yeah, he was the commanding officer of SEAL Team 8.
Yeah. Training accident. Well, he fell from a helicopter fast roping, right?
Yeah, fast roping.
Dear God, what a and it took him
horrible
days
way to die.
Yeah, it took him days to die.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he must have hit so hard. That had to hurt. That had to hurt so bad.
He was his whole family was at the Army Navy game today, and they all wore, the whole team had SEAL Team 8 patches on the uniforms and stuff. So
that's awesome. That is awesome. And they won, by the way. Navy beat Army.
Yes.
I saw some funny memes out there.
One of the few college games I actually watch.
Yeah, I watch it every year. That's 2 years in a row Navy won?
No, we didn't win last year. It was a blowout last year.
Yeah, I saw a funny one that said the one I shared to the group that the Army was only dressing 18 players for the game. That the coaches are confident that the remaining players can dress themselves. And I saw another one of a guy sitting on top of a horse and it was like riding the horse around. This guy said, "Why are you riding the horse like that?" And it runs away and he says, "It's not a horse, it's a unicorn. Go Navy." And I was like, "Oh, that's pretty funny too." But yeah, anyway, it's a big deal when someone dies in a training accident. Not that it's more tragic being a Navy SEAL, but those are not inexpensive to train.
No, he was a Naval Academy grad, and he actually had been in the Navy for over 20 years. So
yeah, he was 40 something, right?
Yeah,
43, I think it said.
Yeah, so
I don't know what happens, but sometimes my messages pop up weirdly when I'm doing this stuff, and it really shouldn't show up. But it's almost always like telling me that we're live on Facebook like 10 minutes after we've already started.
Yeah, that's why people start talking, and once you get a certain amount of people, then they start playing.
Ooh. Back to the shameless self-promotion. What are we doing about Christmas? I'm cool with whatever.
I brought it up briefly and nobody wanted to talk about it.
I've been thinking about it the whole time. I don't have an answer. I can do a Christmas episode. I don't have to do it.
Well, if we were the No Agenda show, we would be doing a Christmas show. I don't take holidays off.
Yeah, I could do that, but I'm gonna want to do it maybe a half hour later, so I can make sure the baby's to bed. I know Ray doesn't approve of my my 20-month-old's bedtime.
What's that?
Right?
Huh?
I don't care. You do you. My wife is like,
his baby's in bed already. Yeah,
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Our kid still got 20 minutes before she's got to be. Cool thing is though, we bought one of these new Amazon LED bulbs that you can like control with your phone. And it changes colors and everything. So I set it to dark and ship at 8:30. The light turns red.
You should do it for sunset to sun up.
No, it's on a timer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then the TV gets shut off, the radio comes on, and she hangs out for 2 songs, then climbs in her bed by herself.
Dog Zero, what is it? Dog Zero? What's it? Dog
Zebra.
Yeah, exactly. And then exactly. I go through and close some extra hatches and scuttles.
Make sure there's no lights coming out.
Oh my God. Let's not start with swapping sea stories. Now let's talk about something fun that I could do now that I'm not in the Navy. This dispensary in Massachusetts. I don't know why they didn't contact Guinness Book, They made a giant pot brownie. Yeah, Norwood. Actually, Norwood's not that far from me.
Did you get a piece of it?
Huh?
Did you go get some of it?
Apparently, they're selling it to one guy.
What?
Yeah,
What's one guy gonna do an 850-pound popper brownie? Is he gonna freeze it for the rest of his life and take a little bit out of the freezer at a time?
Well, for any of our Australian listeners that may not be as familiar with pounds, I know they use some of our units of measurement like feet sometimes. I don't know when they do feet and meters, but anyway, 850 pounds is 385 kilograms.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a square yard by 15 inches deep, which is almost a meter by 38 centimeters. With 20,000 milligrams of THC in that thing.
Damn.
Yeah, they're selling it to
whoever buys that will be able to say hi on that for decades.
Yeah, it's a medical customer they have, and they still haven't negotiated a price.
Damn.
What do you even try to eat that? Do you have a giant party, or do you preserve it forever and just have the biggest pot brownie ever?
I think you preserve it forever and just
you would have your cake instead of eat it.
Yeah.
I read this. I saw this pop up and I laughed so hard. I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. While we're talking about Massachusetts, a teacher did a TikTok thing talking about a campaign video for running for some kind of office. I think she's from Cambridge. Carrie McRae. She was fired. There you go. She used to work at Hanover High School. Hanover Board is the town I live in. Back in September, when she was running a campaign to be at the Bourne School Committee. Bourne is at the bridge for Cape Cod. So I'm sure you guys know Cape Cod, right?
I've heard of it.
You probably at least heard of it. It's the finger hook on the edge of Massachusetts that sticks out that makes it recognizable.
Yep.
Yeah, she was running for office and they fired her for her campaign videos, and she's suing people and all sorts of stuff's going on. She's very anti-CRT.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's obviously the way to be these days, anti-CRT.
Well, and that got her fired for being racist. Oh, geez, wrong. I pulled the wrong switch. Sorry about that. Wife used the chair more recently than I and set to her settings. All right. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting that she lost her job and she's suing him over it. And I try to do something local every week, and I found way too much stuff in Massachusetts this week.
You got the one for the U.S. Justice, the one I sent you for?
The Attorney General?
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, I was going to mention that because I had already had something in the on the Google Doc about that, but I hadn't seen that video.
Oh, yeah.
And she has a history of being a terrible, terrible human being. She threatens people all the time about writing them. She said she was going to write a ticket to this woman. It's like, what was she at the time? The DA or something like that?
Yeah. They're not supposed to write tickets.
No, exactly. DAs don't do any of that crap. And she's threatening people. And then the news crew showed up to her house to ask her about it. Now, this is what really bothered me. I've had a news crew show up to my house before and ask me questions.
Yeah.
That's what news crews do, right? To wait you contact someone besides the front.
You are. Yeah.
Yeah, especially, and then she made a big deal. Like, how do you know where I live? They're like, it's
public record.
Yeah, it's public record.
Yeah. I mean, you want to be a public politician, people going to know about things about you.
Yeah, she's well, what's her name here? I can't even find her name. Rachel Rollins. Is it Rollins or Rollins? But anyway, she's the new. Yeah. She's the new U.S. Attorney General for Massachusetts. U.S. Attorney for Massachusetts. just got confirmed, and it took the vice president to break the vote, to break the tie, to get her into this position.
Damn.
Yeah, a lot of people are very upset. Yeah, I can't believe Kamala Harris had to cast the deciding vote,
Right.
That honestly doesn't happen that often when the vice president has to
Biden
vote.
had to yank one of his nominees this last week. I don't know if we got it in there or not, because she definitely wasn't going to get any support. So.
Oh, the commie?
Yeah.
The commie.
Yeah, I think I might have something in here.
No, she withdrew her name from the
because everyone said we can't have a communist.
It doesn't matter. She had no, even in a Democrat-controlled Senate, she had no chance of getting confirmed. That's the only reason her name gets withdrawn.
Yeah, that's why she got withdraw her name. She didn't get nominated. She just withdrew her name.
That's why Nancy Pelosi, nothing ever goes to vote in the House of Representatives unless they're sure of it passing. There's vote counters that go around and make sure they got the votes before they even bring it to the floor to vote on it.
Yeah, why bring it to the floor if you know you're going to lose anyway? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Unless you want to do a test to see who's with you or not.
They're doing that behind the scenes already.
But anyway, back to this Rollins or whatever.
Yeah.
This is some stuff she did when she was working in Massachusetts as DA. She wasn't charging on these certain crimes, shoplifting, and other things that are usually charged as larceny, but are basically shoplifting.
It sounds similar to San Francisco.
Yeah, larceny under $250, disorderly conduct. Some of these I kind of agree with, honestly, like drug possession, a standalone resisting arrest charge. Like if you've only been arrested on resisting arrest, I agree. Maybe that should be thrown out immediately. But she's got a whole breaking and entering. Well, okay, the breaking and enter one's not bad. That one's if it's a vacant property.
Trespassing.
Yeah, trespassing.
But she was quickly to call the news crew like, "Hey, you trespassing with property. I'm gonna call the cops on you."
Yeah,
you're the one,
you're the one that said this isn't an issue.
Yeah.
The one here that really got me is wanton or malicious destruction of property. It's like I can come to your house and be pissed off at you and beat your car with a baseball bat, and I might get arrested, but I'm going to get released and not face charges. And that just seems absolutely insane to me.
Well, you know what happened in New York with the Christmas tree, no?
I meant to put something in the list about that. Where they lit the Fox News Christmas tree on fire.
Yeah, he's out again.
How is that not an act of terrorism?
Dude, he's out again. He got released a couple of days later.
And even I don't know, was
they got a no cash bond system, bail system in New York?
Yeah,
you just get out unless it's a major crime. You're out that same day.
Yeah, I'm still not sure where I stand on cash bond. I understand the idea is that you come back to court, so you get your money back. But that's not how most states do it now anyway. I don't know. It seems like if you're presumed innocent until guilty, you better provide some serious evidence to be able to keep them in jail awaiting trial, is the way I see it. It should take exceptional evidence to hold someone, period, at all, I think. Because you're presumed innocent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, you disagree with me, and I know you do.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, you presume innocent to proven guilty, but you like that person that lit the Christmas tree on fire. It's like what's gonna stop him to do it again?
Well, that's what I'm saying is I still don't know where I stand on this because it's.
Well, usually when you post bail, you have to put bail bondsman. You just have to 10% of it and put out the rest.
That's a state by state issue. Like sometimes you have to go through a bail bondsman. Sometimes you could just put your house up.
Yeah.
Saying I'll come back to trial you or else you get my house. You know what I mean? And the idea is that it's supposed to be enough that you were definitely coming back to trial. but it's not supposed to cripple you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the issue is we're crippling a lot of people with bail money.
No, but most of the people that get a lot of high time bails that usually commit crazy crimes.
Rittenhouse was had like $1 million bond.
That was political.
He still sat in jail for 87 days.
Yeah, that was political persecution.
They said it was for his own safety. We've talked about this on the show.
Yeah, well, you can say for all your own safety all you want, but that sounds very fascistic. You know? Oh, sorry. We're getting way off topic already. This is what we do.
Let's go back. Look what we were talking about.
We're still talking about Massachusetts, actually.
Massachusetts, yeah.
What's funny is I read this article about how they opened a Let's Go Brandon store in Massachusetts. What's even better is they say we don't know if there's another one. I know as a fact there's another one because there's one on the other side of the town on the other side of my town. There's like the one where the teacher got fired, then the other side of the town is the next town. They have a Let's Go Brandon store, and it's all just stupid merch. It's hilarious. I've been in there. I almost peed my pants at the sunglasses, t-shirts, sneakers.
Damn.
You need to get the stickers so you can start putting it on gas pumps.
Oh, you saw the picture saying you guys? People getting upset, ripping out buying the stickers out?
Yeah, I did.
Kathy was telling me about one gas station they put on Facebook and they put signs up next to the Let's Go Brandon stickers that said, if you don't like them, go get gas someplace else. Don't rip them off. That's vandalism. We're going to still prosecute.
It is vandalism. That's true. You can't just go putting stickers on other people's property.
No, they wanted the stickers. They put the stickers on themselves, and they told other people not to take them off.
Well, they put the stickers on their own pumps, and someone else took them off.
Yeah. They thought like, don't take it off.
No, that is vandalism to take them off. Then, because I was going to say like putting them on someone else's pump. That is vandalism, technically speaking. You're defacing someone else's property.
By taking it off, the sticker they put on is vandalism too.
Yeah. Oh, that's even better. I'm glad to hear that. That makes me think that possibly that most of these people have permission from these gas stations to do it then.
Or probably they wanted to put it themselves.
Yeah, well, I have noticed that at a couple places, some of them pop up and they're gone within a day.
Yeah.
But there's one place that always has them. It makes me think that the store
owners are doing
that the owner put it there.
Yeah.
We need to get like the giant sticker, like you know how the guy to show you the price, get like a giant sign to say I did that.
If you are interested in setting that up, I actually know a company that makes signs for exactly that kind of stuff. I actually applied to them to work.
Yeah, I think that would be hilarious.
Yeah, that's exactly the kind of stuff they do. Is you could put an actual like. Yeah, chest up of him pointing at the chevron sign that says 4.16 a gallon.
No, I was listening to this guy that he does a lot of historical Greek and Roman stuff, historical stuff.
Yeah.
And they had a conversation about like the last how was the Obama administration. And they're really smart guys, they talk about things that happened back in those years, like, oh yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah, type of scenario. And they're like, they're talking like, I don't know why people consider how it relates Joe Biden increasing the gas prices. He had nothing to do with it. Like, dude, that was the first thing he signed, like when he got elected, or like when he signed into office, he closed the pipeline. And that's what started the trickle, the domino effect for the price to go up.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that goes into the cost of a gallon of gasoline. A lot.
Yeah,
but the president absolutely has a giant role in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I was amazed. Like you just cannot corral, put it together that he's the one that caused it.
Well. Obviously not. That would make him look stupid and unqualified.
Yeah, but you know what? The guys are really smart and really like talk about history. They were talking about a lot of things like, like I thought they were right wingers for a while, but then they start talking about things like, they're kind of left leaning, but they just cannot put it together that Joe Biden is the one that causes the gas price to go up. So.
Well, he didn't do it per se. He gets blamed for it. It's his economic policies and his economic team that, and they're willing to spend trillions of dollars on stuff that we don't really need. That's causing the inflation to go through the roof.
Yeah, well, you affect the gas prices, you're gonna affect everything else, because everything gets hauled in.
Yeah, it's a trucked in thing,
Yeah, and now you're gonna close the pipeline. Guess a lot of hauling is gonna be for a fuel truck now instead of like a rapid stream of fuel coming through a pipe. But
Well, the Russians are allowed to have a pipeline. Why aren't we?
Yeah, Biden said it was okay for them to have a pipeline.
I don't know. Probably he got something going on with Tesla, because if you can afford gas, buy a Tesla. Like, hold on, if I can afford like $20 on gas, what make you think I'm gonna be able to afford $40,000-$50,000 vehicle?
Yeah, when I heard that, I was like, to buy a Tesla, you can't afford gas. I was like, you want me to buy an $80,000 vehicle? Because
I think you're a little low on your price, Ray, on the Teslas.
I'm sorry, I don't buy. I'm not looking for Tesla.
Gas powered cars are in the $40,000-$50,000 range now.
Exactly. You're starting at 60 for an electric car.
Just to show you, it was the last time I bought a vehicle.
And not to mention, it's one thing you're constantly aware of your fuel costs when you put gasoline in your car, right?
Yeah.
Your electric bill is just gonna go up for the most part, charging an electric car.
Yeah, they don't even realize where the electricity comes from: coal and fucking power plants, nuclear power plants. If we got any, I don't know if we do.
Nuclear's clean. We should make it all nuclear.
I know, but they're just too scared of the nuclear power plants.
They actually, for the first time ever, in a laboratory, so like in a real laboratory, finally did a fusion reaction that produced more energy than it cost to make happen.
Yeah.
Hey, well, they got more energy out of it than they put in. They literally got free energy out of this thing.
But the one thing I don't, what happened to the hydrogen fuel, man? That was the most clean and most abundant thing we could have used. Hydrogen fuel.
Hydrogen's good, but the problem with hydrogen is it floats away.
Yeah.
And it explodes. Dear God, hydrogen. Huh?
Gas too.
No, but I'm just saying, hydrogen. I'm sure I've mentioned this on the show, at least way back in the day. For a long time, I was doing this electrolysis thing. I was separating water molecules.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Brian's like, oh crap, here we go again.
It's fine.
But I was separating these water molecules by running, a charge through it and basically breaking the molecular bonds into hydrogen and oxygen.
And
I was trying to pump it into an engine, an internal combustion engine, and burn it. And the idea was the exhaust would be water, because the oxygen would recombine with the hydrogen and be water. And that's the idea behind running an engine on water. A lot of people think that you just pouring water in your gas tank, but it's way more complicated than that. You need a giant energy source to be able to do this electrolysis anyway.
Yeah, but I'm talking about hydrogen.
But it'd be perfectly clean. Yeah, I ended up blowing up an engine. Hydrogen was way too explosive. I didn't have a good metering device.
Anyways, moving on. That's
back to Let's Go Brandon.
Yeah, Virginia back in the news.
Oh, it's international news too now.
Is it really?
Yeah, everybody's talking about it.
That they won, or
first place.
They lost. They took away their reward because it was too political
for a nonprofit organization.
They're going to do the sailboat, the holiday boat race, the boat show anymore because of it.
Well, that someone winning with a political message isn't the same thing as the organization being political itself, is it?
Well, apparently they get a lot of their money from donations, and they're feeling like that it's going to piss off a lot of people left or right, when they start doing that. So
I get it, but I mean, if you're doing a contest and people enter it, you shouldn't be disqualified for having a political message, especially as Virginia is voting out all of their Democrats.
That doesn't mean there's
know.
not a lot of Democrats around. So
Democrats don't donate. You know this. They want taxes. They want to increase taxes to pay for this stuff. They don't donate. You're not cutting anyone's freaking pocket off by pissing off more Democrats. All right. Yeah, it is funny that they took away their title for it.
Yeah, I've been listening to them. The boat owner called the local radio station to talk about it and stuff like that.
oh yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah. The guys like I listened to the AM 790, and there's a local couple. Well, not a male and a guy.
AM 790.
Yeah.
WNIS.
What the heck? Okay, all right. Apparently, it's a decent. They got some decent stuff. If both you guys, I was listening to AM for a little while when I was working welding, and it was only in a specific shop because Rush Limbaugh is on at a certain time.
Right.
Yeah. But this is local, so they talk about a lot of local stuff. So, and I like it because I'm aware of what's going on, and they talk about a lot of political, like, hey, this is what they're gonna vote on, this is what they're talking about. So I'm aware of it, you know.
Yeah.
Because everything, all the news is all they do is international. Like I like, yeah, it's nice to know what's going on in Tennessee or over there, but you know what? I need to know what's going on in my neighborhood. You know,
Tennessee's not international.
that's what you know what I mean. Like all over the state, you know, national,
Well,
national and international.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You gotta be on the local level to actually affect your actual life.
Yeah,
More,
and
anyway.
that's how the Democrats keep winning because everybody else just keep talking like national and international. But yeah, you local, you getting messed up, you know.
Well, a big way that the Democrats keep winning a lot of stuff is that the Democrats campaign in cities, and your average Democrat voter lives in the suburbs or the country. And where I could hit 100 doors in 2 hours, maybe just an example, in like Boston or New York City in an apartment complex, I could hit 50 doors in 2 hours in even a suburban urban sprawl scenario. You know what I mean? There's no one knocking on doors for the Republicans. And that's a big part of it is no one saying, hey, well, let's just talk about what's going on. You know, what's bothering you? What's good, you know?
Well, now in New York City, illegals, well, no illegals, but non-citizen votes now.
That not in federal elections though, right?
No, just local, but still.
I understand the logic behind it. Now, is this green card holders?
Yeah.
Like permanent residents or illegal immigrants that aren't documented?
No, permanent residents.
I kind of understand why local government might want to let them vote. To be fair.
So how will you run a federal election and a local election? Would it be these separate ballots, or who's to tell they're not doing it? You know.
No, you're right. You would have to do them on separate ballots when they come around at the same time.
Oh, they have to go a separate precinct. You know, like hey, they don't count on this vote. You know.
No, I think you're right though. They'd have to, or have a separate. When it comes time for like a presidential election or even a Senate election nationally, when you present your identification to vote, you're only handed the ballot that you're allowed to vote on. Of course, they're probably not carding people either.
Who's to say this is not the gateway drug for like national election? You know.
Well, I don't think anyone really wants to let just anyone walk in and vote.
That's not what the Democrats are doing.
I don't see how that would be beneficial to them in any way.
Well, what's the point of becoming an American citizen? You already can vote. If you're not, for your local election, your local state.
Like, well, if you're gonna let people vote who aren't even documented, like you're saying that you think they want to do, is like
Just
Well,
a
they're not even paying
San
tax.
Francisco already did this, but they went a different route. They only let people vote on school board elections.
That's even better, actually. That's even lower level. That's like super local and just because
But
your
that makes
children.
sense because they've got students in the school system, so that they should necessarily have a say in what goes on in the school board.
They also have children in the United States. Does that mean they get a say in who's president?
That'll never stand up in the Supreme Court.
No, but this comes down to 10th Amendment, I think.
But what about your boys? Does it count? And you state like, hey, you know what? I don't think this is right. You know, do they water down your boat in that state or city?
The way I see it is,
you know what? They're not citizen yet, so they don't got like the skin in the game. You know, so if it doesn't work out their way, you know what? I'm just gonna leave. You know, all right, cool. You're not a citizen.
It's not always so easy to just leave, but I hear what you mean. Quote permanent residents, visas and green card holders, they typically are established and doing well, and they actually can just up and leave if it falls apart. Your Indian immigrants, they're becoming like doctors and entrepreneurs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your Korean, your Chinese immigrants, legal immigrants, they're titans of industry. To be fair, we don't let everyone in legally. And the people we do let in, we make sure that they're good and they're going to be beneficial to the country, not a burden.
Well, you know what? I know some illegal people. They've been here for like 20 years. They haven't even bothered trying to get a green card. Like, what's the point? And like, so what are you here for? Like, if you're not gonna even try,
You're gonna turn them in?
No, but just saying, like, don't be like, why are you here for? If you're not gonna be trying to become a citizen, because they
don't you want to say?
Huh?
It's like, don't you want to say? Don't you want to be allowed to legally be able to own a gun?
No, they don't care. Like, whatever. They just, they just do their time. Like, so I know one of my uncles he working here and get some money and left. It was happy.
Well,
he was illegal, so
Yeah,
he didn't pay taxes.
Yeah, exactly. Did he pay taxes? I mean,
no.
What got me was a lot of people said, "Oh, they pay taxes like you and I." I was like, "No, like, when they buy stuff, there's a tax. Like they're not paying an income tax."
Yeah,
I was like, and if they are, whose social security number did they steal? You know, or you can get an employee ID number, but you need to file paperwork with the government to get one.
Yeah.
For a little while there, I looked into what do they call it when you remove your social security number? What's it term for when you you remove yourself from the social security number system, so you're not enumerated? You can do that. The sovereign citizens weirdos do it.
I didn't know that. So you don't have to pay social security anymore?
I think you still have to pay social security tax.
Isn't that like what Wesley Snipes or
no, he wasn't paying income tax. No, he wasn't paying income tax.
Prison.
Oh, no, not trying to pay social security, but yeah, I looked into it, getting rid of my social security number and going with an employee ID number, and I was like, "What the hell is the difference? It's still a number attached to me that follows me everywhere I work." You know what I mean? I was like, "It's the same difference."
Well, okay, Will Smith went through the same trouble with Wesley Snipes.
That's it, Will Smith. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Well, both of them. Wesley Snipes was tax evasion. Whenever they make a movie and they get paid, they don't get a tax withhold or anything like that. They get everything paid off, billions of dollars.
They have to pay out of their they got to pay out of their pocket when taxes come due.
Yeah, so when they don't know nothing any better, they spend all the money. Like, oh shoot, I'm in debt. So that's what Will Smith happened to him, and that's he needed another job. And he was a rapper, so he became a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air because he needed money for the taxes.
Because he spent all the money from his record with DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Yeah.
DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. Come on, man.
Yeah. So he needed another job. So he was riding the bus for a while.
Yeah,
To
man. Parents
The
just
bus
don't
to
understand.
Bel-Air?
Huh?
The bus to Bel-Air.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air riding the bus.
Apparently, Hawaii, back on topics here. Apparently, Hawaii got nailed with some rain. State of emergency amount of rain. Is this that blizzard that was supposed to happen?
I think so.
Wait, but how long ago was it we talked about the blizzard?
It was last week.
It was last week.
Yeah.
For some reason,
Yeah,
I thought Ray was talking about that, but you were.
No, I'm the one that posted the
Okay,
snow.
so
yeah.
that's why then.
But this is not the first time in Hawaii gets snow. Like you once in a while you see like, oh, this year the 50th state got snow. Like what? And people they just blew it off. But it's common. Hold up, I gotta go.
Is Hawaii tropic?
Yeah, it's tropic, but they also have mountains, so there's I guess they have a chance to get snow in the mountains.
Well, not snow. 15 inches rain, like that happens in the tropics, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, it's nasty. Like people getting stuck in like feet of mud. It's pretty gross. This next one here, actually, I saw this last week and I thought about putting it on the list. And then
I put it on the list too. So
yeah, well, yeah. Then I think Ray did put it in the group.
Yeah,
the group chat we do. I was like, all right, I guess it is time to talk about this.
And I don't know if I added a new. We can start this one, but then something today or yesterday happened with the CEO that we can add on to it too. So,
well, I'm sorry, I was distracted completely by reading my stupid notifications on Facebook.
Okay.
About this show.
Nice.
Well, I've noticed that sometimes your buddy will comment, or even Ray will comment while we're doing the show.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if we could keep up on that, but we would need someone put aside just to watch it, and we get like 3 comments maybe a show.
I haven't seen the comments yet, but I did.
Oh no, I doubt we have one. I just noticed that a couple of people liked it.
I know that. Well, yeah, Jeffrey or not, Ron's watching the show, and Kathy liked the post, and Kathy just shared the post. So
there you go.
But yeah, this guy thought this was the way to fire a bunch of people in this mortgage company. They've been around for a while now, and
that was pretty ballsy, dude.
He fires 900 employees via Zoom. Basically, he got on there and said, if you're on here, screw you, you're gone as of right now.
Well, to be fair, at least now, to be fair, he's taken all the heat for this because he did it to everyone else versus having 75 different managers fire everybody. You know what I mean?
He's taken so much heat that he's taken an indefinite leave of absence from the company.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was the thing that came out in the last day or two was he is no longer the CEO of the company for this foreseeable future.
Oh.
So that topic too, he fired the diversity team, the diversity hire team too. I was like, man,
yeah, but now he's not even the CEO of the company.
Yeah, honestly, now people know what do you do at work. With everything you have to log in, show what you do for work and stuff like that. So yeah, you're gonna be under a microscope all the time.
But this company is in the process of going through a merger with another company, and so this was the way to make their bottom line look better by getting rid of so many employees.
Well, I mean, you got to do what you got to do to stay afloat as a company, but it just seems like there's a better way to do it than that. You know what I mean?
Via Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah. People getting fired via Zoom. Jeffrey Toobin should have been on the top of that list.
Yeah. Chris Como was fired.
Well, are we gonna get to that? He's suing. He might be suing CNN.
Oh, he already is. He wants his severance package. He wants the remainder of his pot. They're gonna break out. I guarantee there's an ethics clause in there.
There is,
and that's what CNN's gonna use to be their backstop to get out of it.
I think he's bluffing, but he basically is going to say that what Zucker is the guy, Jeff Zucker, that owns CNN or whatever, runs CNN.
Yeah, runs it. Yeah,
was aware of all of this the entire time.
Well, CNN's gonna,
and that'll completely discredit CNN 100%, especially
how far
with
you got on the last No Agenda show, but CNN is in the process of being bought by Discovery.
I heard that actually.
And,
I did not bother looking it up though.
One of the president of Discovery came out and said he'd like the CNN to go back to having journalists again.
Yes.
So that means Chris Como's gone, and they think Jake Tapper will be like the main journalist.
Then they have to fire Don Lemon after that whole
it's coming.
After that Jussie Smollett thing. We'll get into that because that's actually on the list.
Yeah, this list is long as hell, boo.
It is, and there's a lot of stuff that wasn't related, but I managed to try to make it flow in this first block before I get into topics.
Well, our Virginia topic, our second Virginia topic of the night.
See, I should have put that with the other one in Virginia. That's my.
It's
a lot of reading to do.
That I'm representative in Hampton, Virginia, in the state by a Republican.
Oh, that's why I didn't move this one, because I don't have access to this because I don't have a subscription.
You can move it in the document.
I did move it in the document, but I didn't know it was about Virginia. I would have put it next to the other Virginia stuff. I couldn't read the article. It doesn't say Virginia on it.
Okay.
It says Pennsylvania.
He's my representative in the House of in Virginia.
Okay. So what happens?
I mean, that means that the House in Virginia will now be controlled by the Republicans by 2 votes.
Oh, they're gonna give him the seat?
Yep. He won the recount.
And did they?
And so did another Republican down in Virginia Beach. They won their recount too.
So hold on. First of all, the Republicans completely there was a giant red wave in Virginia last time anyway. Yeah. And now 2 other guys showed up to say they have won, but there was a bad count.
No, they did win.
That's what I'm saying. But but there's a bad count. They didn't think they did it first.
No, they did now. The Democrats initiated the recount.
Oh, it was a confirmation. I thought.
Yeah,
my mistake.
Yeah,
a confirmation count. My mistake. Oh yeah, there it says recount confirms. Yeah, sorry. Well, so what? So yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. Mention. I was just confused because I was stupid. And you said there were 2.
Yep.
Do you want to move on? This is a good time to move to an actual topic.
We got topics.
Oh, I know. We got this whole. I got a whole Biden block, a Corona block.
Johnny the Walrus.
Well, I was gonna say we could move into something that we could talk about for like 20 minutes. They come back to this stuff, but no, that's right. Matt Walsh. You familiar with Matt Walsh?
Isn't he the guy from the America's Most Wanted show?
From what?
No.
America's Most Wanted?
Daily Wire.
No, Matt Walsh is a Daily Wire contributor. Okay. He works with Ben Shapiro and Michael Knowles. He doesn't actually work with them, but he works for Ben Shapiro.
Right.
He's actually, I listen to Ben Shapiro and Michael Knowles almost daily. Michael Knowles is a little too Catholic-y for me.
You're Catholic.
Yeah, but he pushes it like he's the Holy Spirit.
You like your little sin at the side?
Yeah, exactly. Like I have to pay penance to Michael Knowles. But Matt Walsh is even more Catholic. Is like you'll burn in hell forever for this.
God
And
damn. I don't know if I can listen to that.
That's why I don't listen to him. But he wrote a book. What's it called? Something the Walrus.
Yeah, the
Johnny the Walrus.
Mm-hmm.
It's about this kid who has got this crazy imagination, and he thinks he pretends he's a walrus. Yeah. And his mom was like, "Oh yeah, this is cute. Let's play, everything." But her friends on social media told her that he's really a walrus stuck in a human body, and she has to treat him like a walrus. And it's number 1 on the LGBTQ AARP list.
Damn.
I say that every single time. That's only the second time anyone's ever said something about that. Claire was the other one. The Dirty Tranny was the other one who said, "Did I catch an AARP at the end there?" I do that every single time with that alphabet soup.
All right, where do you want to go next?
Well, I just think it's hilarious that this guy's like, the book was basically saying, don't block your 5-year-old's hormones because Billy likes to put a dress on and wear mama's shoes. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And it's number 1. The best part, and it's even better, because it's not the LGBTQIAARP group that's buying the book, but it's categorized as that. And that's even funnier. He's got the number 1 best-selling book on the entire topic right now as a children's book.
Okay.
Now, to be fair, a lot of those purchases were probably people like me that thought it was hilarious. No, I didn't buy one, though. But all right, tell me about, speaking of, see what I did here? I tried to make this shit flow. We're moving right in from a transgender book into transgender athletes. Tell me all about this, Brian.
Well, the University of Penn has a man.
Oh, it's I thought it was Penn State. I didn't realize it was Pennsylvania University.
Penn State. Yeah, that's probably it.
Oh, they're different schools, I believe.
He actually was a swimmer for Penn State for 3 years, took a year off, and then came back as a girl. And now he's shattering records, swimming records as a girl, and other teammates in public, they're being rah-rah, this is great for the team, great for this college and stuff like that. But behind the scenes, they're saying this is going to ruin girls' sports altogether.
You say that, let's be a little classy. Let's call it women's sports. This is college, right? They're not 16.
Yeah.
But yeah, exactly. This person competed as a swimmer for 3 years as a man.
Right.
Well, we've had the Dirty Tranny talk about this, about sports. It's an unfair advantage for a long time. Especially having trained as a dude. Now, swimming, I'll be fair, is a little different than most other sports because your bone density doesn't help you swimming.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, what is that? One of these races beat the second place finisher by like 38 seconds or something.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. And people are coming out and saying, "Hey, this ain't right." The coach is on board. Apparently, I was listening to
coach just want to win.
Buck show earlier today.
I can't listen to that crap.
Well, I don't listen to the commercials on the world's greatest iHeart Network podcast because there's more commercials than our show.
I listen to my my podcast through TuneIn.
You still get the iHeart commercials if you listen to that show.
Oh, yeah, and local commercials, and then they're interrupted by the national commercial, then it cuts back into the show in the middle of that commercial.
That's why for now I'm paying. As long as I'm going to listen to the show, I'm going to pay the money to get commercial free.
No.
But,
I'll join Mug Club
yeah,
before I
they
do
came out
that.
and said that they had a big team meeting recently, and the university people said, "Hey, we'll support you in any way you want. Just don't talk to the media." They're trying to keep the swim team members from talking to the press about what's going on behind the scenes.
Oh, I don't know if I want to go down this road again because we've done this 1,000 times. But we're undoing women's sports. Like, why do we have a women's division of sports?
Right.
Let's be fair here. Let's be honest. It's because women aren't as naturally athletic. Not picking on women, because don't get me wrong, like Ronda Rousey's been professionally doing WWE for a while and acting. She can still whoop my ass, and I know this.
Yeah.
She's also an elite athlete.
Mm-hmm.
You put her in the cage with Owen McGregor, he would kill her.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, it is what it is, you know?
Yeah. And by letting people, I'm not even necessarily don't let them necessarily compete, but it should take longer. So more changes happened. That you're not, this particular case was what, like you said, 1 year off.
Uh-huh.
And I was all of a sudden competing against women and shattering every record, undoing everything women have ever done in the sport. And making sure that no one can ever.
How far of a woman is she? Is she doing the?
She cut it off.
The Jenner route, or has she been cut off?
I don't know. Yeah. Again, I'm all about whatever you want to do to your body once you're an adult. I really have no problem with.
Yeah.
But when it comes to competition, there's a reason why we have weight classes. There's a reason why we have men's and women's divisions. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
And I hear a lot of people saying, well, let's just have a trans division. So one person can compete in it. You know what I mean? And that sounds like a great idea, but to be fair, I think
make it sound like there's
a third of the population is trans
people, but there's not.
I hate to say it, but maybe we have to default transgender people to the male division. You know what I mean?
I don't. If they're transgender females. What if they're the females being men?
They're taking testosterone. They can't compete against the women.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't know. It's murky water, but competition has to have specific rules. That's why we do it a certain way.
Honestly, I just don't know why we jumping hoops and loops with this. Like, it's not
for less than 1% of the population.
Yeah, like it's not fair for the ladies. Okay, like why we even bother? Like, why are we breaking our heads against the pavement trying to figure out how to work this thing out? It doesn't work out. I'm sorry, it doesn't. You know. Same thing with the bathroom. Like, what kind of person want to poop next to another person? I don't get it. Like, I want to poop by myself if I could, you know? If
I know what you mean, but I've actually gotten pretty comfortable pooping next to someone if I need to because of the Navy.
Yeah,
I just gotta poop, you know?
But if you gotta go, you gotta go. But like, no, I remember before I joined the Navy, I was like, I would, if I was in a public restroom and someone sat in the stall next to me, I would sit there and clench.
That's fine, but you know
until they left. Now I'm like, no, just let loose, dude. You're in a fucking toilet.
No, but I'm just saying, like, why do you need to go identify as what's the need to be like the girl that here in Gloucester that she want to be pooping next to the guys? Like, no, they were giving you access to the school or the teacher's restroom.
Oh, you got the nice bathroom.
Fuck yeah, dude. I would be happy as hell. Like, hell yeah. Like, you know what? If I could get that, I was pooping there by myself, play with my phone, one do it. Like, why not? You know, nobody would bother you.
Well, that's better than butt raping girls in bathrooms, I suppose. Like that happens in Virginia.
Yeah, no shit. But,
by the way, speak back to that for a second. Matt Walsh, that Johnny the Walrus guy.
The #1 bestseller on Amazon.
Yeah, he was the one who broke that story.
Mm.
He actually rented an apartment in Loudoun County just so he could show up to the PTA meetings and stuff.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah, he broke that whole thing and cracked it out nationwide. As much as I Daily Wire I almost hate listening to Daily Wire. You know what I mean?
Why do you even bother? I mean, just to the news source, but the way they deliver it, you don't like it.
Yeah, well, they come to conclusions that piss me off sometimes, but their argument is so good it's hard to break apart. It's like, no, you're wrong, but I can't explain why.
You want to be more objective than be biased, like towards the religion.
Well, they even say it on the guy Ben Shapiro's Jewish, obviously Shapiro, and he's
Yeah, but you know what? The all of them are what is it? Jehovah
Judeo-Christian stuff.
Judeo-Christian, in a way. So they're gonna lean towards that side,
All right, let's go back to CNN here about his $6 million a year. Cuomo and Don Lemon could well lose his job here.
Whoever watches, who watches CNN?
Now that Chris Cuomo is gone, Don Lemon is their star. So,
Ray, airports watch CNN.
No, a lot of the airports are getting rid of the CNN network.
No, damn. So nobody watches their CNN.
Paying for it anymore.
I want to make my Don Lemon joke, but I got a feeling you're gonna get angry because you didn't like it when I put it in the text message thing a while ago.
What, the Don Lemon is salty?
No, when CNN gives you Don Lemon, give Don Lemon AIDS.
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious.
And Anthony Fauci will cure it for him.
Yeah, or kill him. I think. Oh, I thought Ray died for a second.
Shots.
But yeah, Lemon got implicated on a trial, witness stand there, being involved in the Smollet shit.
Yeah, he's so angry about it. He brought a lawyer to talk about what would happen to Justice Smollet.
Yeah,
he tried to keep his distance for him because of that.
Well, this is not helping CNN's credibility. And if someone's gonna buy CNN Discovery, seriously, you need to clean house and make it a reputable news source again. The only reason why CNN is still alive right now is because of the name they built for themselves 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
It's CNN International.
What's that?
It's CNN International.
Yeah.
Because it's international still covers news.
Yeah, well, actually, yeah, is that where I get my articles from versus the TV crap?
Probably.
Because when I read articles, I'm like, yeah, that's good news. Actually, half the crap, actually, I bet all the stuff I share here through CNN is an article. And I use CNN as much as I can as a source.
They use two news division, international and a woke section.
I heard that they're putting the Jizface Maxwell trial on hold. This might be just some weird, stupid, made-up meme, but because she mysteriously got sick,
she had to face trial.
I don't know.
I mean, you cannot just trial somebody without being there. You have to face trial.
Yeah, well, I think it might have been a meme or a joke because there's also a picture of Hillary Clinton doing the "I did nothing" face under it.
You saw the book reading she did?
Oh, when she read her freaking her speech for becoming president.
Yeah, like this girl, like get over it, lady. Trump is not even going that fucking Grinch yet.
Well, she was talking, was like, I dream about, sitting in my mother's lap. I was like, if your mother's not dead, then you guys really are fucking like sucking out baby stem cells and living forever. Hillary Clinton's 1,000.
God damn, man. And she's not out of politics yet, so we'll see what's going to come up in a couple of years.
All right. Anyway, Juicy Smollet.
Found guilty.
He was convicted of 5 of the 6 charges. I couldn't find out what charge he wasn't convicted of.
Oh, I found it, but I forgot what it was.
See,
it's a technicality or some shit like that.
No, okay. First of all, there's no technicalities. It's the law. You're presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. If they couldn't prove it, they couldn't prove it.
He did not. I don't know. Some I forgot what it was.
I was reading that the thing that really convicted him was his Subway sandwich.
The fact that he got mugged and he got his ass whooped and they let him keep his sandwich.
Yeah.
No.
Serious?
No. What convicted him?
He didn't do himself any favors by taking the stand because.
No, that was a giant mistake.
Yeah.
Oh, he should have pled no contest.
He pissed off the jury when he did that, because he was calling people niggers and calling them racist.
He got all well. First of all, Brian dropped the first N-bomb on the show.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm surprised. I thought it was going to be me quoting someone. To be fair,
I did quote him.
I thought it was going to be me tonight quoting it because Jussie made a big deal about the prosecutor reading a text he sent because he used that word.
Like, can you stop doing that? You white, you cannot do that. Like, well, he didn't care. He just kept going.
No, what's even better is I bet I get a strike on Facebook on YouTube for this.
We'll see.
Are you sharing the stream to YouTube?
No, but I'm not going to bother going in to get this. First of all, they say that it applies to everyone, and I have gotten a warning. Actually, I got a warning. I got it removed by an appeal, and then I got another warning. The thing is, you get a warning before you get a strike, typically.
Okay.
Typically speaking, unless what you do.
Well, that's because you're drinking too much beer.
Haven't been hit for the beer yet. They're not watching the video, the algorithms or whatever it is that they're monitoring is only like reading what we say, and they like medical misinformation. No, the best part is both.
I remixed it.
Yeah, both times I've been nailed. The first time I got hit with a warning, I appealed and I got removed. I got hit again with a warning, and they were both medical misinformation. Both times I was quoting the CDC. Yeah. That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was just like, who am I supposed to believe? Well, apparently it doesn't matter what the CDC says or the World Health Organization says, because that used to be the standard as World Health Organization. But Fauci is the science.
Oh, yeah. Fauci came out and said he is science, believe what he says or else,
Oh, all right. Let's move on.
Yeah, just back to Justice Smollett.
Well, when this whole thing went down, there were some really big name people that were tweeting out their support for
the president and the vice president.
Yep. And they look like idiots.
Well, Biden was also saying we need to put this. He didn't say put the Rittenhouse kid in prison, but he showed a picture of said we need to stop white supremacy.
Right. That's what Rittenhouse was doing. He's a white supremacist.
Yeah, shooting redheads that are trying to rape him in the butt.
No, but it's just funny. Like everybody believed Justice Smollett when this story came out. Like
I didn't.
I mean, no. I'm saying
there were too many holes in the initial story. To be fair,
this shit sounds sketchy to begin with, and there's videos making fun of him about this.
Well, what was it like 2 a.m. or something stupid?
Yeah,
and he went to go get eggs. But Walgreens or whatever was closed, so he went and got a Subway sandwich. It was like it was the middle of the winter in Chicago.
It's like negative something degrees.
Yeah. I did boot camp in Chicago through December.
Oh God, no. Fuck that.
Yeah. No, literally broke my hair off because we were marching in the snow during battle. During battle stations.
I did the hairline.
Well, we did our first. We did the swim thing first in boot camp at battle stations.
I got you.
When you had to make the big ring with everyone with life rings and everything.
No, I didn't do that, but okay.
Well, okay. Well, we had to jump in the pool.
Yeah.
And then they threw like 15 life rings in. We had to hook arms and use life rings to hold each other up to float so we'd be able to visible from a helicopter. But we got wet. Then we went out and like ran. You remember battle stations? You had to run across the entire base the entire time, right? So we're running across friggin' Great Lakes, Illinois in like January after we were just in the fucking pool doing the ship sank scenario. I grabbed a hunk of my hair and granted there wasn't much, but I snapped it off. It was frozen. I was like, oh my God, it's so cold.
That's why I went to Orlando for boot camp.
Oh, yeah. Well, when I went to boot camp, only Great Lakes was around.
Probably for Ray too.
My father did it in Orlando.
I was in boot camp when September 11th happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So towards the end of boot camp, we couldn't run or anything like that because they don't want us to get injured, so we could be ready for the fleet.
Huh, that's interesting. I never knew that.
Yeah.
My boot camp division was the first live fire weapons training in like 50 years.
Damn.
They'd been using like blanks or whatever, I guess, during initial weapons training. Yeah, I don't know. First time I ever fought. Actually, it's the first time I ever fired a shotgun. I'm glad they had me shoot it from my hip and not my shoulder the first time, to be fair. No, I understood what was going to happen when I put that thing on my shoulder. So I was, leaned into it and I was ready.
Yeah.
Ooh, if you're not ready for a shotgun blast the first time, the recoil, you're going to be hurt.
Hey, what's up with this Democrat Party, young Democrat Party?
College students.
Hey, open the Google Doc.
He did open it, but he never clicks on the links. College students who not blank someone who voted for opposing the presidential candidate. Democrats, 71% will not go on a date with someone that opposed the presidential candidate. 31% Republicans. They won't 41% of Democrats won't shop or support a business, and 37% won't be friends with, and 30% won't work for someone who opposed the presidential candidate. Interesting numbers.
Speaking of numerology here, as you guys both still live in the same area code, and I used to live there, the corresponding numbers for Republicans to those last three stats are 757.
Interesting. Well, you still have that number for a phone number, so.
No, I have a Florida number. I have a 407 number.
Oh yeah, that's right. But yeah, so and it seems
so the party of tolerance doesn't tolerate different opinions.
Yeah, the Republicans are more tolerant than the Democrats by
at least college students.
Well, that also, I mean, we have to look at the numbers because typically college students veer far left. There's a lot more Democrat college students than there are Republican college students.
That's because your average college student has never had to try to survive on their own. And they don't realize that we can't just give everything away for free. Because that's slavery. As weird as it sounds, that's communism. If you get everything that you need to survive, that means you have to work without getting paid. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. The Democrats are way less tolerant. They're way more likely to say, no, I won't even talk to you.
Right.
And not because you're a Republican, just because you didn't vote for their candidate.
Yeah, just because you didn't vote for Biden.
You could have voted for the Libertarian candidate. You could have voted for the Green Party, the Tea Party, Mickey Mouse.
There is no Tea Party.
Tea Party blew up. It was a joke to start with, anyway. Moving on before I run out of beer.
My favorite topic.
What's that?
Hunter Biden.
Oh boy.
The White House now warns that the world is rife with money laundering because as Hunter Biden sells paintings for $500,000.
So the White House is saying that we're laundering money through my son.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't say it like that, but that was the implication.
Well, we said the exact same thing. It's like they gave him $500,000 for this piece of shit. He's not an established artist. He's nobody.
No, we can draw better paintings than he. I showed you his paintings.
I know. Well, I'm pretty sure we even screen shared that shit.
We did.
And we never do that. As soon as he sold the painting, like, oh, that's obviously hiding some illegal transaction, right?
Yeah, it's a payoff.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, oh, now he's gonna have a career in art where there's no official value of something, and it's like we could pay you $30 million for a stupid sculpture of a penis. Yeah, and even the White House is saying this is we all know this is where it's happening. Hunter Biden. I'm sure you've seen the reports that apparently a bunch of Democrats would have voted differently had they seen the laptop stuff.
Right.
But it was banned from everything.
There's polling going out right now that also shows that Hispanics regret their vote for Biden.
Yeah, actually, we talked about this. Okay, let me rephrase that. We brought up how the Hispanic vote is going to be angry about this. Before the vote happened,
right?
For a whole bunch of reasons, and mostly because the Hispanic Americans that are voting are legal citizens,
right?
And they're really pissed off that they had to work so hard to become citizens.
Yeah,
and they're saying, "Open the border wide up." Like, why did I bother doing this shit? I could have just, you know what I mean?
Only the southern border, not the northern border.
Or from a bunch of African countries.
You're not allowed to go to Canada yet, are you?
No.
Because the Canadian border is closed.
It's very, well, not closed. They actually believe this. Check this out. One, I can't go to Canada because I don't have a vaccine.
Oh, yes, the vaccine.
But if you do have a vaccine, you have to quarantine in a hotel for 14 days before you can
Even if you have the vaccine?
The vaccine means bullshit, and you know it. You can say, get a vaccine, it'll save the world. It's look how good it's doing.
I had a COVID test yesterday. I am negative.
I think I might have the new
Brian, you're always negative about everything.
No. I'm having surgery on Monday. I had to get my COVID test because I don't have the vaccine. I am now quarantining at home for the next 48 hours.
You gonna do it Cuomo style?
Yes, that most definitely.
Go get in a fight with the dude on a bicycle?
Not going that far.
I just go sailing. Don't worry about it, guys.
Exactly. You guys keep the show on track.
On a sailboat.
You guys keep the show on track for a couple minutes. I'm gonna go try to convince the wife to buy me beer. I only had 6 beers. What? I knew I should have went and got more, but I'm already out. We're not even. I know, amateur hour, huh?
Yeah.
I think you can get her run out and buy me some though. Hold on. You guys keep the show going.
You and bring Chris Como to replace you.
We can't afford Chris Como.
Well, right now he's not getting nothing.
So
we can get $6 an hour.
We're on the Biden topics now. Biden voices deep concerns with Putin on Russian aggression against Ukraine. Are you scared?
Nah, not really. I mean, the Ukraine is over. They're not. Biden is not gonna do nothing. What I really scared of him doing anything because he's just gonna fuck it up, especially having those woke generals and stuff with him. And
Do you think Russia is going to invade Ukraine?
Yeah, I think so. They were asking for a piece of land as a peace settlement. They're like, give me
Well,
a
they
piece
got
of land.
Crimea already.
Yeah, so they're going for it.
I don't think the Ukrainians are going to let Russia just waltz in there like they did last time. I think they're actually going to try to defend their country at this point.
We'll see. You know what? This is why you need to arm the population.
And I heard on a podcast that they actually believe that NATO will step in without the United States and go and defend the Ukrainians because it affects them more than it does us.
I think it affects the United States more than anyone realizes.
Yeah, but Biden ain't gonna do shit. He's already said
I know.
he will send troops over there.
I know, but Tucker Carlson said something. Excuse me. Now I don't follow Tucker Carlson, but Tim Pool agreed with him. Why do we give a shit about the Ukrainian border if we don't give a shit about our border?
True.
Yeah, that's true.
I understand the argument, but we care about their border because we promised them we would protect them.
Nobody remembers that anymore. Only the three of us on the show even remember that statement.
I know this, but no, seriously, Belgium has to remember this shit, right? And I can't come on off the top of my head, but I'm just thinking a lot of those Eastern European nations
that are part of NATO now.
Well, that were the former Soviet have to remember this.
Poland.
Oh my God, the Polish people. Okay.
East Germany.
The Polish jokes that everyone knows, they're actually pretty funny. But it's because we've brought this up. You've heard of the Slavic people?
They were the first one to be enslaved. And that's
the most enslaved people in history, over and
that's where
over.
The word slave came from.
Yeah, that's exactly. And it's part of Poland, Belgium, Austria, Yugoslavia, and a whole bunch of these. Oh yeah, yes, Yugoslavia is not even a country anymore. Slovakia. This is what the region of the Slavs. And it's crazy that no one realizes they're the most enslaved people on the planet. Now, granted, stop surrendering and allowing yourself to be enslaved. At some point, fight to death, right? But
this is why you need to bring like arm the population. You know.
Yeah.
Australia?
Yeah, the Australians are wishing they had guns, huh?
Once the army start invading your city, then the cities, you know, and you don't. It's not like 1,000 army; it's like 1,000,000 people fighting. You know, the army. I mean, what else you got to lose? The land that you're trying to protect.
Yeah. Jeffrey's still negotiating.
No, breaking news.
That's exactly what was just happening.
We got beer now.
I handed her a 20 spot. I was like, I hate to do this because she's making Christmas cookies right now.
Okay.
For the family, she's making like different kinds of cookies and putting them in tins for everyone. Luckily, no one related to me watches this show, so no one's gonna know that this is coming in advance.
I can't wait for my cookies to arrive in the mail.
I mentioned sending this to a bunch of people besides just family. And Tina's like, your family's so fucking huge. I can't even afford to send them to we could barely send them to her family.
Okay.
But I think I can convince her to send some out to the Jeffrey and Brian show producers here. Value for value here. If you think we produce some value, send us a couple bucks so we can keep it going.
Just $1 a week.
Oh man, we'd be living large on $1 a week.
But realistically, though, if people do, if we get a donation ever, it's going to go directly to paying for storage space.
All right.
Well, right. So at least we're not reaching into our pockets every year.
Exactly.
Yeah, Brian's like, hey guys,
it's that time of year again.
Yeah.
It's the end of the year, like, fuck,
well,
again.
I had to pay the bill because they were threatening to shut us off after a week of not paying the bill.
Just a week, really?
Yeah, they only gave me a week. We're shutting it down. You don't pay it soon, we're going to delete your files.
Oh, they'll even delete the old stuff too.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
No, let's move to Rumble, guys. Let's move to Rumble.
We're on Rumble.
Yeah.
Are we? I tried to find it. Couldn't find it. Like, all right.
It's under testicles.
I went under Facebook. That's what I found the podcast to listen to you guys talk about fucking dad jokes and stuff, and nobody respect the show. Brian's wife.
Oh my God, I laughed so hard at that.
I was like, they don't respect the show. They're like, no, she doesn't. And like, I know the feeling, Brian. I know the feeling.
Yeah, I was like, watch Brian get owned by his wife within 5 minutes. It was, and then she was done trying to print whatever. Yeah, Brian's like, she doesn't respect the show at all.
Yeah,
I mentioned it. Yeah, I mentioned it to my wife when we were done. She's like, "Oh my God, I would never ever do that."
I almost
you guys talking about the Whopper stuff like that, like.
Well, no, she's like, I honestly don't give a shit what you guys talk about. She's like, I don't even listen to it. None of that crap. She's like, but I know it's a big deal to you. I was like, yeah,
exactly.
And you guys were talking about.
I'm not picking on Kathy. I laugh so hard.
On the weekends to do this show.
Yeah, we give it up on Saturday nights to do this, man. That's fight night. There's a pay-per-view UFC fight right now.
Yep.
I haven't watched UFC in a while.
I'm not going anywhere to watch them. I'm not paying for the pay-per-views. I'll do the preliminaries. I'll record those and watch them on occasion, but
I just found out that through, I think, Paramount, I get to watch some fights. It's some other league, though.
It's Bellator.
Well, it's what Bellator became. It's like IFC or something.
Because it's on CBS. Or they're on Showtime.
Well, it's not called Bellator. That's all I know. It's like IFC or IVC or something like that.
Oh, okay.
All right. So have you guys heard of this whole the way they try and do math now? All right, I'll take that as in now.
I'm sorry, I got my mic off. No, what?
Well, they're pushing this whole big thing right now, saying that you don't get points marked off for not showing your work, and you're not necessarily wrong for coming to the wrong answer.
That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, it is, because it actually bothered me when I was a kid showing my work, because like I could do most of it in my head. I've always been really good at math.
Yeah, but they just want to know you following the steps, so you know.
Following procedure, exactly.
I know that it bothered me too, but after a while, I understood. Like, okay, they didn't care about the answer. They could correct
the process is the important part.
Yeah, you went wrong this way. They could hey, this is your step you missed, or this is what you messed up. Like, okay, cool, and people understand correction. Like, you make mistake and people correct it, that improve the person.
Yeah.
Well,
this woke math thing they're talking about.
Oh my God.
It says top Democrat economist. I've never heard of this. Larry, I've heard the name, I think.
Means.
Yeah, exactly. But he's getting upset that they're not making math a big deal, and that they're saying it's racist to expect people to come to the correct answer.
Well, it's getting that way because you've got an article right after that, it talks about how schools are dropping the D and the F grades.
Yes,
so that must be racist too.
Well, we'll get to that in a minute. But here we go. He's talking about this anti-racist curricula. Basically, what's happening is they don't like a gap in achievement in school. So instead of better educating the people that are having trouble, they're getting rid of level 0 and level 2 classes. I don't know if either one of you guys know what that means. That might have been local to me. But level 1 was basically a class that everyone took, like your basic high school class.
Yeah.
Level 2 was a little bit slower, not quite as difficult. And level 0 was advanced. You got college credit for it.
You're talking about like AP credit, AP class?
Yeah, it's same thing as AP. We call it level 0.
Okay, yeah, because I know everybody's taking like regular classes. You got AP history, then AP math, and that's really
assuming AP means you get college credit for it. Because I got college credit for like 5 math classes in high school.
Yeah, you got the kids in high school. They like to get challenged, and they're addicted to it. They like to get challenge. If you like don't give it a good challenge for them, they're just gonna feel like this is useless. They need to be challenged. It's like kids with
well, not even that, but you're taking away the classes that are giving kids college credits in advance.
Yeah,
you're taking away their chance to get into an elite school, maybe because you didn't even give them you're not even giving them a chance to learn this advanced math, and you're giving these advantages to the private schools that are still teaching calculus 3 in high school.
But you need this.
I took calc 3 in high school.
You need this type of kids because you know what, they're gonna want to make improvement in society. Like make better things out there. Engineering.
And the engineer needs math.
Yeah, engineering. What is it? All this. Was it? What else? Architects. They need this challenge.
Architects is engineering.
Oh, you know what I mean. I'm fucking drunk.
Engineers need math.
Yeah,
that's basically what it comes down to. Is anyone who's
electricians, like electronics.
Technicians need math more than engineers do.
Like people, computer programmers and stuff like that, because you need to know like formulas and stuff like that, so you can put it in the computer to make a program.
Computer programmers, you actually got the computer to do most of that math for them, but
but you need to know the basic how it works. What formula to use to plug in.
Yeah.
But you cannot handicap these people because they just need that. They need the challenge. You cannot stop the classes. That's dumb. You're the crippled society.
And speaking of the schools losing their ability to educate our kids, some schools in California are dropping D's and F's.
Yeah, that's don't leave kid behind thing they Bush push back in the 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
No kid left behind. How's that working out for fucking Maryland, dude? A bunch of kids graduated with fucking not knowing how to read and do basic math.
Yeah, right now there's people graduating high school that do not have to prove that they can read.
Yeah, so what the fuck is the point of a high school degree? And now you're gonna push a fucking what's the other free college for everybody? Like,
I am going to make a tinfoil hat or buy a conspiracy hat to wear.
You need to make one so you can put it on every time you're gonna talk this way.
Exactly, because right now is when I put this hat on.
Okay.
They're making a high school education worthless. So you have to borrow money from the government to go to college to not be a freaking idiot. And now you owe the government twice as much as you borrowed because it's going to take you 30 years to pay back. They're going to keep you in debt for the rest of your lives, keeping the stupid system afloat. Because higher education, high school education is not good enough. Why the hell isn't it good enough?
You ever watch the movie Apocalypto with Mel Gibson?
No.
About the Aztec Maya society, the sacrificing people.
Okay.
The priest and the emperor were like sacrificing people on the altar, because the new solar eclipse was coming, and the solar eclipse happened. It went away, and you can see the priest and the emperor look at each other like, yep, like right on time, type of look. And that's when they're like, okay, we appease the gods and stuff like that because they got the knowledge. Knowledge the eclipse is gonna happen, and this is what they have to do in order to appease the gods. And we do it to the same thing. We just dumbing society down so a few people know what the fuck is going on.
Very possible.
They're just dumbing society completely. And
yeah. We talked about this months and months ago. New York Times wrote an article telling people to stop critically thinking.
Yep.
Actually, it might have been years ago, now that I think of it.
Well, when I went to college, that was what it was all about, was critical thinking.
Dude, you went to college with Thomas Jefferson. I don't want to hear it.
Oh, whatever. I'm not that old.
Anyways, yeah.
You are a boomer, aren't you?
No.
Yeah.
Look how offended he got by that. He got as offended as I get being called a millennial.
You're an old millennial.
Actually, technically, they're calling me now a geriatric millennial because they realize that there's the crossover. Like my brother's Gen X, but I'm millennial, and they realize that I was raised Gen X, but I'm still only 39. But by the way, millennials are 40 now. People talk about millennials like they're 18,
Yeah.
Yeah, millennials are 40.
40 is the new 20, dude.
No, 40 still 40.
You'll get there soon enough, right?
I wake up in the morning and my back already hurts.
Oh, fuck yeah. It's sad when you wake up and like, I need a cup of coffee. I need coffee now.
Oh, thank God. That's one of the few bad habits I haven't picked up.
No, I never drank coffee either.
Oh,
I'm not a coffee drinker. That's even weirder.
Two Navy guys don't drink coffee.
Yeah, exactly. First of all, not drinking coffee is weird, especially not Navy dude not drinking coffee. I should have a mug that I never clean.
I didn't pick up coffee drinking in the Navy, dude, at all until I got out.
Okay.
Yeah. So
moving on.
Yep. DeSantis.
Yep, he is.
He won't leave the news either, huh?
Because the federal government is pissing off him. He has put $8 million into the Florida budget to remove the illegal immigrants that they're moving into the state illegally and not tell them about. So once they find out there's people there, he's threatening to move them to Martha's Vineyard in Delaware.
Martha's Vineyard's in Massachusetts.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and now they said in
Democrat area.
So he's going to move them to the highest voting Democrat pop. You know what? I can't hate the guy for this, but Martha's Vineyard's in Massachusetts.
Right, I know.
Now, luckily, it's a tiny little island.
But he was like, he's asked over and over again from the federal government to explain to him how they're distributing all these crazy people around the country. They're not giving him any information. They're just flying him in under the dark of night and hoping for the best. And DeSantis has declared war against the federal government, basically.
You hear about the 22-year-old Hispanic person? So it's a 22-year-old guy who went under thinking he was telling everybody he was underage. So he got adopted here in Florida. And there in Florida, he got adopted by people, and he murdered the parents. They adopted him, but he was a grown 24-year-old, 24-year-old. So yeah, that's why DeSantis is getting upset about shit like that. Because all these adults look like kids. Like, hey, I'm underage, so they put it in the system for like adoption. So yeah. So I don't blame him. Fuck it. I would probably do the same thing if I was running the state.
Yeah.
Okay. For
You guys see this?
You got your change back?
The wife gave the change back. First time in recorded history.
So you can be recorded. That's why it's recorded now.
This buys the microphone is off, and she's like, "I thought they'd like this," and I was like, "Oh, we're doing that." See, my wife respects the show.
She's like, for the record, here's the money back. By the way.
Well, actually, I told her to spend it.
Make sure you get a beer before you start the show.
I know. I went to the 7-Eleven before this thing.
To be fair, I've only drank 6 beers before, but usually I've had like 12 leading up to that.
I only buy beer a case at a time. I buy 24 beers at a time.
I can't get a 24 pack in Massachusetts.
Really?
Diet restriction.
I don't know why. Maybe it's just where I'm shopping. I can get a 30 rack, which, by the way, I couldn't get a 30 in Virginia.
You can at BJ's.
Yeah, you had to go to BJ's. Exactly. I can get a 30 at the gas station here, but I'm having trouble finding a 24 pack. So I've been buying 18 packs, and I keep thinking about picking up a 30, a warm 30, and then just putting beers in the fridge. But I know having 30 of them sitting there, they're gonna get put in the fridge and drank.
Because I showed up with a case of beer today, and Kathy's like, "You're out of beer." Yeah, you want to go inspect the fridge?
Yeah, he's like, go look.
Fridge.
You were in the fridge today too, woman. All right, you want to go into COVID, or you want to talk about something else? I know how much Brian hates talking about COVID.
COVID, I just tested negative for COVID, so I'm good with COVID.
Oh yeah, I tell you, they send you the link about the German.
Belgium.
Is it Belgium?
Yeah, the Belgian Jews got hippos testing positive for COVID.
No, they it's the sociology. You want the people to pull you out of your misery.
Euthanasia. We'll get to that. You have the Google Doc open in front of you. Even if you're not clicking on articles, you can see it coming up.
I know. I'm just too lazy for it. I'm too drunk and lazy for that shit.
See, it's funny. Brian and I talked like when Ray's on, he's like, the show goes an extra hour, but it actually is more fun. At least to record.
The whole time I'm going to the bathroom, you're bitching about me going to the bathroom.
So you listen to the show. Or do you hear it from the toilet?
Yeah.
Because you're recording from your bedroom.
Don't worry. That won't happen for a few weeks after this week. So.
I thought you had a catheter.
It's coming.
I'm gonna stuff a tube up your dick. That sucks.
No, this is gonna be through my stomach.
As long as you don't pull out that tube in one us.
All right, back to the hippos.
Oh yeah, hippo.
Well,
hungry hippos.
Well, a lot of people have brought up the argument of the vaccine mandate about smallpox, and even the people that are not necessarily going with the Roberts versus Massachusetts decision, a lot of them are saying that we can knock it out and kill it. The problem, just like smallpox, is what they're saying. The problem is smallpox could not inhabit a different species of animal. It could only live in humans. So we could wipe it out. But the thing is, this COVID thing can go, and obviously can go to bats, right? Because apparently that's where it came from. We know it could do dogs or cats, maybe both. And apparently now apparently hippos. That means that even if everyone's vaccinated, they can still go to a different species, mutate, and come back. Right?
Yeah.
So it's not the unvaccinated causing mutations, it's the fucking hippos. They should be extinct. Or does my logic not make sense? Look at, he's got the bladder of a pregnant 4-year-old, which is even weirder, being pregnant in 4. Oh, I have. Oh, I should have put this in the UMass Memorial. Oh, I should have put this in the Massachusetts thing, huh?
Yeah, well, we're not gonna pay for this job.
It's a hospital, UMass Memorial. Actually, they're a big deal out in Worcester. Western, actually Central Mass. But they just fired hundreds of employees because their vax mandate deadline came up. And it almost makes you wonder why, if it's the worst medical crisis we've ever had, why are you firing nurses and doctors? Second, why are nurses and doctors not taking this vaccine?
Yeah. Well, I mean, also,
these shots are giving people AIDS.
Pretty much all the vaccine mandates.
I'm not kidding.
Completely shot down by the court system.
Yeah, several times.
I mean, it's come out now that even contractors, the vaccine mandate where federal contractors were going to have to get it because Biden said so, that's been put on hold too.
Well, as I brought up, I think last week, with the Roe versus Wade thing that's going on, this actually might blow a giant hole in the argument of bodily autonomy if Roe versus Wade gets overturned. Because believe it or not, the argument, and I don't want to be forced into a vaccine. The argument they're using is the same
argument of
the abortion, and a lot of people do not realize this.
No, because Kamala Harris just came out and said
non-negotiable
is a right.
Yeah, I don't understand how it's a right, but
we'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get down there.
What's up, Ray? Tell us about the German euthanasia.
Yes, I guess it's a big deal in Germany. I know this places do this, but you cannot get euthanized unless you got your COVID shots. It's like, what? That doesn't make sense. I cannot kill myself unless I got my COVID shots.
To be fair, they're worried about the person administering the drugs getting sick.
Yes, they're worried about the person getting COVID. So it's not a big deal. Like, I understand it, but it was just funny, like, to think about it. Like, what? Like, you
just like they won't execute an American citizen if they've got the flu or have a broken leg. They have to heal first. And it's like that's just like, that's crazy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, if somebody gets shot, you have to keep them alive. Like, they committed a crime to get shot, you have to save their lives in order to proceed so they can get it.
No, not even that. If you've been in death row for 10 years and they're about to put a needle in your arm and you get sick, they're gonna nurse you back to health and then execute you.
Yeah, it's I forgot what it was.
It's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, euthanasia, it's like, understandable. Like, people think Robert Williams killed himself because he was just being depressed. Actually, he found out he got I forget the name of the disease that would destroy his body, and he did not want to go through that pain, and that's why he killed himself.
Who?
Robert Williams.
Oh. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't believe in.
I assumed it was alcoholism.
No. Actually, he found out he got a crazy disease, and he saw what will happen to his body and how he's gonna go process through this disease. So he decided to end his life because of it. Well, I found this out about this later on, like after he suicide, stuff like that. But yeah.
First of all,
the wife's pouring resin. There's like a flower in there.
Mm-hmm.
And this is her first ever attempt. There's even a little nub on the bottom, but her first ever attempt pouring resin. She's getting better. It's fun. It's fun to roll around my hand though. Anyway, Kellogg.
Yep.
Is about to fire like completely fire and replace like 1,400 employees that are striking.
Good. We don't need the sugary stuff.
Well, collective bargaining is good, but at a certain point, it only goes so far.
Right.
Because Biden is deeply troubled by this. And he made a big deal about collective bargaining. And all I can think was collective bargaining doesn't mean that the union gets what the union wants.
Right.
It means that you can say, we'll walk off with 1,400 employees. What are you going to do?
And Kellogg's is a huge company.
Kellogg decided that it was
not that many of an employees.
Yeah, well, Kellogg decided that it was going to cost them less to hire new people than put up with the shit these other people wanted.
Yeah.
Which blows my mind today, right now, because apparently people don't want to work at all.
Mm. Hey, those
Everyone's
900 people
hiring.
got let go. Those 900 people got let go from another company. They go work with Kellogg's.
I don't know what they're paying or what they're doing. I don't know. Maybe it is garbage, but
Kellogg's, they're probably paying them $20 an hour at a minimum.
yeah, probably decent. Exactly. It's not garbage. It's probably more than I make. And I live in Massachusetts, and minimum wage here is $14.25.
They're making more than that.
Yeah. Again, though, think the fact that the minimum wage is $14.25, $14.15, maybe. I don't know. It's less than $14.50, but more than 14. Could you imagine what it costs to live here?
Yeah.
Because you know that just inflates the cost of a cup of coffee, a cheeseburger, your rent.
Plus,
right?
on top of that, the inflation was going down 6% from last month.
Yeah, that's a bullshit number. That's not even close to accurate. It's way more than that. They pick and choose what they want to use as an inflation statistic. To be fair, gasoline is the best way to tell how inflation is going. Typically speaking.
You hear about the shrinkflation?
What inflation?
Shrinkflation.
You mean deflation?
No, shrinkflation is like whenever you buy like a bag of Doritos, it's gonna be less Dorito on it, but the same price.
Yes, I know what you mean by that. And by the way, inflation is the best way for the government to tax you without taxing you.
Yep.
Because they can print more money and devalue your dollar and just steal from you by printing money. And I think this is something that the average American doesn't understand when they say, we need to borrow $3.5 trillion. Borrow from who?
Yeah. Let's live with what we get to the treasury, and that's what it should be spent on, whatever it is.
Let's have someone show up in office who's actually going to settle the debt. As much as I hate to say it, Bill Clinton had a plan. He really did, and he was doing good on it. But then Bush went to war in Iraq.
Yeah.
Without congressional consent.
So back to Kellogg's for a minute.
Sorry, I just got pissed off because the Republicans suck as bad as the Democrats.
One of the biggest sticking points on this new contract was apparently in a previous contract, the union agreed to have a 2-tiered pay system for new workers and veterans. And now the union is trying to get rid of that. Basically,
so how do you determine as a new worker, how long is it going to be to the new worker become a veteran?
Well, new workers usually 90 days. That's usually a trial period.
This was years.
I was saying then veterans usually years.
2015 or less was considered a new worker. Anybody after that was a veteran. So you could have worked there for 6 years,
10 years,
and you're still a new worker.
If you're gonna go on strike, this is something that a lot of people don't realize, that when unions strike, that's actually it's a risk every single time.
Oh, yeah.
The whole idea is we'll just all walk off the job, and they do, and then the risk is like, okay, you're all fired.
Yep.
Well,
and I'll hire new people.
Kellogg's an international company, so they've been shipping in products from Mexico to fill in the gaps for the company, the plants that can't provide what they need here in the U.S.
So what you're telling me is that I should invest in Kellogg right now because they're about to start producing a lot more with a new workforce in the next couple months once they get trained.
Probably.
Yeah. Sure, if you want to take a investment advice from Brian.
Well, no, if they're gonna fire their entire crew that's been on strike, I'm assuming
they've
taken
1,400 people, so I wouldn't like go
14. Only 1,400 people. That's a lot of people. That's
Not
4
for
factories. That's
Not
4
for
factories.
Kellogg's.
I would say they must have taken a hit on their bottom line with that many people refusing to work and not making product for them.
How long this thing been going on?
Months.
Ford. Look into Ford. Ford's gonna make money soon. The entire market's taking a dump. Ford's gonna come back hard soon.
Not going. They've already said they're not going all in on electric vehicles. So
exactly. Ford bailed themselves out of the last financial crisis, right? All these car companies got bailouts. Ford refused to take one. They worked their way out of it. As much as people like to make fun of Ford, they got the American spirit, and they just won't die.
Made in Mexico.
Some of it is, but I mean they're made worldwide because they sell them in Mexico.
As of 2019, Kellogg's has 31,000 employees.
Jesus, that's a lot of people. Gee, really?
1,000
compared to 1,400 people striking.
Yeah, I can see that. Take the hit. We're like, fuck you guys.
Yeah, it's nothing then to fire them all.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
It's starting to affect our bottom line. You're all fired.
Yeah.
Oh, your butt hurts? Okay, you're fired too. Right? Who else wants to complain?
You're hurt. You're fired too.
Yeah, the beatings will continue until morale improves.
Yeah. All right. On to the
My chief.
Number.
Oh, 33 is the magic number. I wish you had the jingle loaded up because I'm pretty sure that those guys said it was cool if we used their shit, right?
As long as we attribute them in it.
Yeah, exactly. As long as we give them credits. I still have to do this shit old school though. Like play a sound into my microphone. I want to be able to play it without doing that. So I could do all sorts of karma mixes.
So Demaryius Thomas, he was an ex-Bronco star, wide receiver, died in his sleep at the age of 33.
Was he vaccinated?
Probably. I don't know. I don't care. 33 was what got my attention.
Oh, I thought maybe he died of the vaccine because his heart exploded because that's what happens to young men if they get this shot, apparently. Elite athletes all over the world are dropping dead on the playing field. Mostly soccer. Brian's reading it now. Oh, crap. See, I saw 33. I clicked it, but I didn't read it.
For a medical issue that he already had.
Was that why he's not still playing?
Yeah. I don't know.
Whatever. We brought up the 33. What, we want to go back to the 69?
Yeah, sure.
Kamala Harris.
No, the 69th episode, the magic numbers, the numerology, crazy shit. That was awesome, though. Ray haired 69 goes, Kamala Harris, that dirty, dirty whore.
That's how you get promoted with Kamala.
Kamala Harris.
Yeah, but apparently threes are magic. Threes and multiples of threes, integers of threes show up way too often. Something weird's going on. even Brian decided to go, this sounds fucking stupid.
No.
And that was what I said. The first time you brought it, I was like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I remember when we had this conversation the first time.
Yeah.
And now you see it popping everywhere.
because they keep pointing out, and every time I see 30, and then you got the guys calling in like, I'm donating because my check was 33.33 and my mortgage this year was 333.33. They go on and on. It's like, I don't believe half this shit, but they keep saying the numbers.
Oh, well, Ray brought up Kamala Harris.
Let's talk about Kamala and her sleeping her way to the vice president seat.
Well, her staff doesn't agree with her.
She doesn't do a lot of sleeping.
Kamala's staff is looking for the exit.
More of them. We talked about this last week, how they're all taking off.
Yep, more of them are looking for the exit.
So she's a cunt.
Pretty much.
Like, look, that's what it sounds like. Is if you're working for the vice president, normally you'll suck it up because that's going to lead to a really nice opportunity.
Yeah, a really nice payday in the end, you know?
Yeah. But when you say, no, F it, I can't do this.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with the vice president.
Uh,
I'm assuming, well, she got 0 electoral votes for president.
Yeah, she got out before there was an actual vote taken.
Because everyone hates her.
Job is
Hey, so you saw that
Biden set itself up. You know, he's like, it's got to be a woman. It's got to be an African American. That's who's going to be my vice president.
Well, he said woman of color. I don't think he said African American.
Well, she's not African American either, so it works.
She's Jamaican, right?
Yes.
Or
yeah, Jamaican.
Jamaican
Her parents are one of her parents is Jamaican.
That's right, Jamaican Indian.
Yeah.
So you guys saw the video of Kamala Harris and Biden coming across with each other in Bob Dole's ceremonial?
No.
I didn't see that, no.
They even look at each other like whatever. They just walk past each other.
Bob Dole, as much as I love to make fun of him, and I have on the show, that dude was a true hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, he make fun of himself too. You know, he liked to self-replicate.
And Norm Macdonald.
Yeah.
We did a big deal about Norm Macdonald for a long time, but Norm Macdonald used to do Bob Dole jokes on SNL.
Yeah.
So much. Bob Dole doesn't like high oil prices. Bob Dole.
Yeah, and they both died the same year. It was crazy.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and Bob Dole, like I mean, I didn't know much about him, but you know, just the jokes that people made about him. But apparently, he was a funny guy. Everybody's talking about his jokes and stuff like that.
I heard that too, but I don't remember a single joke that he made that was funny.
He got invited for President Clinton to get some ceremony, like to get a medal for I forgot what it was. And once he started reading the acceptance speech for the presidency. It's like, oh shit, sorry, wrong speech, you know. Yeah.
All right, well, let's move on.
All right.
We're still talking Harris. Back to the abortion thing.
Yeah, with Texas.
Yeah. Apparently, she's saying that the right to abortion is non-negotiable.
Yeah, it's got to happen. I think she's going to be for a rude awakening.
I don't know.
I think the Supreme Court's going to shoot down Roe v. Wade.
Why?
Because it's a states' rights issue, not a federal issue.
How often does a 10th Amendment come up in Supreme Court? I don't know. Maybe it's often, but Roe versus Wade was a 14th Amendment issue, and that's like, I think it's the only time it's ever been used. The citizens have rights that aren't necessarily declared in this document clause. But the problem is your right to privacy with your doctor doesn't extend to committing crimes, right? Like if you have a lawyer and you have a right to privacy with your lawyer, and and he watches you commit a crime, he still has to report it, technically speaking, right?
I think it depends.
Nah, maybe where you are. But I'm pretty
But
sure a
I
dude's not
really
allowed to
think-
just watch you shoot someone in the head and be like, okay, whatever. I don't have to tell anyone.
I think too many people think that the world's gonna end if Roe v. versus Wade goes down.
Yeah, and you know what? I wish I had shared it. I looked it up. Before Roe versus Wade was passed, it's something like 46 women in the entire country died from a botched illegal abortion. Like, it wasn't because they're saying thousands of women will die.
Yeah.
It was like 46 the entire year. Yeah. They're making it sound like every woman's getting pregnant every day and going out and getting an abortion. You know what I mean? For the most part, people are responsible. They use condoms. They use several
Pull-up method.
Yeah, from pull out. Okay, that's how you end up at the abortion clinic, dude. You got something hanging over your camera, Ray. There you go.
It's my speaker, my wire.
Ah,
yeah.
That's even better. Right in the middle now.
Like, you okay with that right there?
Well, I was just letting you know it's right in the middle of the view. I forgot what
it could be a long booger. Like, look.
There you go. All right, let's move on.
All right.
Let's talk about inflation. And then I did that stickers.
Why we have to talk about inflation?
Well, first of all, they're saying it's not transitory. They've said that, and they're trying to replace. They're looking to. Well, they're looking to replace the leader of their Federal Reserve, right?
Dude,
no, I think Biden just voted him back in for another term.
Oh, and then you have the comptroller that they just tried to put in place. The communists.
Yeah, that went down in flames.
What are they doing about our money, dude?
Printing.
So my Robinhood account, all I'm seeing is fucking red lines going down. No, even my crypto.
Everybody's buying, so there's a lot of money on there.
If everyone was buying, it'd be going up.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to sell if it's going down. I mean, that's how it works. The more people that want to sell something, the less it's worth. Right? Yeah. The more people want to buy something, the more it's worth.
You want to get out of your buying whatever selling whatever you can and buy some hard assets. So, you'll be in better
property, gold.
Silver.
I've still got a couple pounds of silver.
What else can you buy? Farming. People are always gonna get hungry.
Property is the biggest thing you can buy right now.
Yeah,
China's ever. All the farmland.
Yeah, Bill Gates bought it all, didn't he?
Yeah.
Before
Bill Gates. There we go. Let's go down this rabbit hole. We talked about this a little bit last week.
Yeah.
Bill Gates bought all the farmland in this country. That includes like cattle farm for beef. He's also told us that we should be eating bugs and vegetables that taste like beef instead of beef.
So only elites can eat beef.
Yeah, well, he right now he can literally take it away from you. When was the last time either one of you bought beef?
Dude, honestly, all this beef comes from Brazil.
There's a lot of beef farms in the United States, or there were anyway.
Yeah, but it's cheaper to get it from Brazil.
Yeah.
They were having an issue
depending on what you're buying.
Yeah, the slaughterhouse is owned by Brazilians, so they buy meat from Brazil. So they send that money back to Brazil. and a lot of American people were getting hurt by it. And like where they had a meat shortage back in last year.
There's a meat shortage now. Look what beef cost, dude. I'm recently just bought some ground beef and I almost shit my pants at the cost of it. And I was like, ground beef is great. I can use it, but I was like, I want a steak. And I was like, I'm not paying that for a steak. I'm eating chicken.
Yeah, you can buy a cow from the farmer, and you just have to find somebody to slaughter for you.
You gotta know a farmer. You gotta know all that.
No, you can go online.
I could do it.
You can go online right now.
I know people that do hogs and cows, and that's it.
Yeah.
There are places online you can buy a cow or a half a cow, and they cut it into the steaks and the ground beef, and they ship it to you frozen.
Yeah. So yeah, you can find alternative farmers and stuff, but it's gonna be a little bit pricey. But at least you know what you're getting.
And you got Smithfield right there in Virginia.
Yeah.
Actually, right next to you guys.
It's owned by Chinese.
Still a delicious ham, isn't it?
Yeah, but
and they still make a Virginia ham.
Yeah.
I don't know if either one of you ever eaten a Virginia ham.
Nope.
They're packed in salt to preserve them.
Mm-hmm.
You can hang them up for like 5 years in your basement. If you want to cook it, you have to soak it in water for like 2 days, then drain the water, then soak it in for 2 days to try to suck the salt out. But that's what they did way back in like 16 whatever's to preserve a pork.
The Spaniards still do that shit too.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to the next stock market shit here.
Inflation.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talk about that inflation.
And that's crushing the small companies. Stocks too, but especially the guys that privately own this shit, I think I brought it up to Brian before. I think it was after our last episode, but I invited a guy on the show who might show up between Christmas and New Year. He's an entrepreneur that's trying to survive with his business through the pandemic.
Damn.
Yeah.
Christmas in like 2 days.
Oh, between Christmas and New Year.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna make it Christmas. Gonna be my in-law, so I don't know what time I'm gonna show up.
Well, we'll see if he shows up. I don't know if it'll happen, but
I'm talking about myself.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know. I was trying to get back on topic here. Let's just go straight to Let's go straight to San Diego. How's that?
What's going on? The whale's vagina.
I like vagina.
No, whale's vagina. You guys never seen
I think we all do. We're all married.
You guys never seen the what's the name of the Rob Burgundy?
Good night, San Francisco, and go fuck yourselves.
No, San Diego.
A whale's vagina.
Yeah.
We all know it translates to a whale's vagina. I think it means Saint Diego. I agree to disagree. We may never know.
When in Rome.
Anyway, Antifa is finally being charged with something.
Jaywalking.
No. They're being charged seriously because they attacked a bunch of Trump supporters which it says Trump supporters, which makes me think that it just meant people that disagreed with the left. Because there's a San Diego Union Tribune.
I think that's the only newspaper in San Diego. So.
Possibly, but they physically attacked, and they were all wearing their black bloc uniforms, and they physically attacked a bunch of people just peacefully assembling within your First Amendment right?
San Diego is red, actually.
It used to be. I think along with the rest of California, it's kind of going left.
No, I think San Diego's still the red for
Antifa doesn't show up in the far left districts. They show up in the middle of the road districts to beat them, to terrorize them into far left. You're not gonna see Antifa showing up in Dallas.
Okay.
Well, you see him showing up in places that are on the borderline, and then you show them, you tell them this is what's gonna happen if you don't agree with us. It's literal terrorism.
Okay.
Kill them all. Let God sort them out.
Move it down.
Anyway, what about this shit? The San Diego, they beat the shit out of a bunch of Trump supporters. It's some rally. Well, they're actually being charged this time.
Nice.
Versus the group in, was it Portland or Seattle or whatever, that declared independence from the United States?
The Shad.
And no one cared.
And how and look at how business is doing in Portland right now.
They're leaving.
Everybody's leaving Portland.
Well, wouldn't you?
Hell yeah.
If you could afford to leave, you would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm getting ready to file for a gun permit here.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. Especially since because I've
just tell you Native American, you fear for your life.
Well, I'm more Native American than Elizabeth Warren is.
Thank God.
I know you guys read my Canadian thing. The Canadian lady.
She's my senator.
No. I talk about the Canadian lady. The
Aborigine committee or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, she Elizabeth Warren did. And I was like, oh, hey, at least she got fired.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Warren's still a senator.
Yeah. Well, she didn't go to the stream. She didn't go. Elizabeth Warren haven't gone to the stream like this lady, portraying to be a Native America, dressing like a Native America, stuff like that.
Yeah, she was like a representative for the indigenous peoples.
The indigenous people, shit like that. Yeah. And I don't know who the fuck she pissed off. That people was like, okay, this sounds kind of fishy. Let me look into it. And his sister.
Yeah, this smells like shit.
His sister, the show picture her sister, blonde hair, blue eyes, like what the fuck? Yeah, it's crazy. But anyways, what we got going on? LA.
I think that was it.
That was it.
The Purge detective.
Who?
Yeah, what exactly? What happened to the Purge thing? I think Brian
at the end he just added
accidentally highlighted one. So that's all right. That's not that big a deal. Oh, I see Ray's actually clicking on shit. I see it.
Nice.
Yeah, I was reading towards
every once in a while he clicks on one.
Yeah, when I feel like being a productive member of society.
Well, there's a sheriff or a cop or whatever. That's
once
concerned.
In a while, I get like a pop up. Once in a while, like I get a little window, like, wait, what are you talking about?
No, it's like, oh, dude, you're drunk, dude.
Yeah, I guess I am.
So, well, we can talk about this LA thing, the Purge. Basically, it's like a sheriff or a cop or a detective, I think, who said how we're not allowed. We can arrest these people, but they're gonna be let out tomorrow because that's the policy. And basically, it's that go out and commit as much crime as you want. And he told tourists not to come to the area.
Oh, yeah, you guys posted that at the last minute.
Well, actually, he made a point. Says like tourists don't come here. We cannot protect you. But anyway, before we kick off the show, unless you guys have something to talk about on this, because I got a feeling it was a nothing thing. But if you have something to talk about, I'm interested.
Let me see what's going on out there.
Well, while you're figuring this out, Brian and I talked about possibly cutting the show in half and doing it twice a week?
Ooh, I don't know if I can do that.
Not necessarily, but no one clicks on a 3-hour show.
Yeah, that's the thing about the show. Like
Yeah,
unless
no-
we do like intermediate, take like a break, come back, like like cut the show in half.
Well,
That
that's
might
why
be a possibility too.
huh?
Take it
Do
like
the
a
whole
little.
show. We could do the show on one night and like split it up into two.
Just
And
cut it in
Yeah,
two
like
pieces.
yeah,
like like hey, let's take a break, come back. Especially with Brian's fucking liver side,
Peeing all the time.
well,
Yeah,
that's
like we
all
could
about to
use
change for the next few
Brian.
months.
We call it
So.
the Brian break. Take a break from the microphone.
Yeah, but we'll figure it out. Let's cut the recording. Let's cut the live feed and bullshit for a couple of minutes. Maybe if we get some donations someday, we can set up a website and have a members
After our
only
show,
backstage thing. Exactly.
after our show, yeah.
Exactly. When what we're about to do after all this shit. It's up to Brian to do all this. Oh, I'm the host because Brian left, and apparently we're still live then.
Oh, we didn't talk about the two Democrats crossing over for the Republican vote.
What's that?
The Democrats, Joe Manchin and